My name is Damian. I'm an individual in long-term recovery. I'm a veteran of the United States Navy. I served my country with a pretty stellar military career. Unfortunately, while I was in the service, I suffered a traumatic injury to my neck, which is where my journey with painkiller abuse, came into play. I didn't plan on it. I had no idea it was coming. I was blindsided by it. I just woke up one day after initially trying to take it as prescribed, and I I couldn't stop. And I didn't want to be considered or viewed weak in any way, shape, or form. But my life went downhill fast through that process, eventually finding myself in a treatment facility because I recognized there was an issue, but I couldn't figure out, nor did I want to think that it was possibly me having a problem with this. After all, I'm a veteran. I'm a proud member of society, so on and so forth. And I had an image of myself. So you fast forward, I get out of there. The pain from the neck injury does not go away. I figured I learned a few things while in this facility that I was in. And I thought I could control taking painkillers because after all, I don't deserve to live in pain from an injury. Needless to say, that's not the case with me. I have a reaction to opiates in particular that I cannot control how much I take. I can't guarantee what's going to happen. I can't guarantee to anyone once I take the first one what's going to transpire for the rest of the week. And I know that sounds insane. I know that sounds like irrational thinking. Like it's common sense. Take it as prescribed. I cannot. I have tried. If it was that simple, I would have done it. So you fast forward over the next decade of me struggling with this idea that I have a problem, a substance use disorder, that it led me to more institutions, and eventually I started breaking the law to feed my habit. I was in jail. I've been, once again, countless rehab facilities that I can't even think of. So to make a long story short, I don't want to focus on the mess of my story. But I want to focus on the fact that there is hope at the end of the tunnel for those of us with this problem, especially me in particular. When I surrendered to the idea that I had a substance use disorder, I finally gave in and worked a long care treatment program, and I work it diligently and I work it daily. Today, I have a life where I'm a member of society again. I have a full-time job. I help other people in recovery or with the same disorder. I'm freed from the active bondage of that slavery to that opiates in particular. And I have a life that's free to that. I live a wonderful life today, a life of peace and serenity. I'm no longer stealing, lying, no longer in and out of jail, no longer a victim, no longer that guy, that person, that stigma. There's a horrible stigma attached to this problem. And I get it. I get what it looks like. But the reality of it is I am a human being that struggled with something that I didn't know I had. I didn't know that I had that. And I can go down to a litany of things, examples like that guy that goes into a casino and pulls the handle for the first time. He doesn't know he's going to get stuck there. It's not like he plans on gambling his house away. Same thing with me. When I first started taking these, I took them for the pain from the surgery in my neck. It was a traumatic injury. The substance took over me and controlled my hands for my consumption of the opiates. Not so much, not today. That's not the story today because I surrendered to this, to a treatment program. I surrendered to the idea that I needed help. I actually asked for the help. I followed the instructions of the people around me, other people who have gone through a similar story as me, and they showed me the way out. They showed me the way to having a life again. And today I do have my life again. I have my house I know these are material things, but I do have my life back. And for the most part, I'm not exactly pain-free, but it's manageable. It's manageable through physical therapy and continual interactions with my personal doctor, so on and so forth. Long story short, I am able to have control over my reactions today to what is going on in my life, whether it's an emotional pain, a physical pain, or even for me personally, a spiritual pain. I know where to go and I know what to do with it. I have people in my life that support me, and I do live a life worth living. There is hope. If any of us, any of you out there stuck, lost, sick, suffering, and are wondering, how is this happening to me? You're not alone. You're not alone in this journey. You're not alone in this process. It's an unfortunate, tragic thing that happens to certain individuals. Certain people have this type of reaction to opiates, where it does consume them and it does take over their lives, and it's never in a good direction. That's the unfortunate part. Every time I've picked it up, it never went in a positive direction. It always went downhill, and I ended up throwing everything away just to maintain that opiate high. But that's, like I said, today, for the last 4 years of my life, I have been freed of that bondage because of long-term treatment. And the way out, I grabbed onto these principles and these teachings and other people's stories, and I was shown and given a glimmer of hope that there is a way out. Because I can tell you, I was convinced at one point in time that I was going to die from this problem. I was convinced I was going to die out there. That's not the case. That does not have to happen. It didn't happen to me. And I know countless other people who have the same story, generally speaking, as me. They come from all walks of life: doctors, lawyers, warehouse workers, it can happen to anybody. And that's the unfortunate part. There's no label on my forehead or at the bottom of my foot saying, do not give opiates. I haven't seen that in any human being. We do not know who we are ahead of time. It's not like, I didn't plan on this to happen to me, but it turned out to be one of the, afterwards, it turned out to be a blessing in disguise because of the life I've got today. Because of it, I can now genuinely and sincerely help people who do struggle, and it's worth it for me now. Like I said, I went through a lot of pain to get to where I'm at, which I don't really recommend anybody try. But there is freedom. There is freedom. I am a human being. I have a soul. I have a heart. I care for people, and it's just I've become the person I want to be. I've always meant to be. I believe the person I am today is the person I was meant to be my entire life. It took some traumatic circumstances for me to go through to get to here, but I'm here now, and I stay within the confines. I have a very good understanding of my problem, and I stay within the confines of the solution to my problem. And I am now, once again, a productive member of society. I give back, and I'm grateful for all of this.